he happens to be also Ishtam from Radzin, and he puts on the Radzin techeles, and the Gemara says as following: Tanu Rabbanon, Chilazon zeh gufay doimel liyam ubriyasay doimel ledag. The Gemara in one place in Shas actually brings down the simonim of how to find the Chilazon. And two of the simonim are gufay doimel liyam. It looks like the ocean. Ubriyasay doimel ledag. Rashi says gufay doimel liyam means its color is the color of the sea. Ubriyasay doimel ledag means it's like a fish. And he told me that when you look through Chazal and you look at the Radzin Sfarim Sfinei Choil, he came from an approach that he had so many rayas that this is the Chilazon is the cuttlefish. That and the Radziner had a shita that even you don't necessarily have to have the correct process and how to get it out. As long as you could determine for certain that this is the Chilazon. Not only that, the Radziner goes as far as to say, he suggests it doesn't come out so clear. It comes out that he says that be'etzem, really anything that stems with the simonim of Chazal, even if it's not the same Chilazon that they used in the time of Chazal, if you could match up another fish that also matches up with all the simonim of Chazal, technically, Dr. Radziner, you could use it for techeles. That's a chiddush. But the gufay doimel liyam means that it looks like the ocean. The cuttlefish, the way the Rebbeinu Shalom made it is, it camouflages itself. Wherever area it's in order to protect itself from predators, it camouflages itself and it looks like the area of the ocean that it's in. It can change from many, many colors. And that stems very well. Gufay doimel liyam, briyosay doimel ledag, it looks like a fish, although it's a squid-like type of a creature, not actually a fish. But it definitely looks like a fish. Doimel ledag doesn't say it is a dag. It's doimel ledag that it has some fins and it swims. It's called the cuttlefish after all. There's a Mishnah in Bechayris that says, when it talks about mumin in a kohen, mumin an animal, it says that if you have a mumin an eye, in the Gemara, the Mishnah says chilazon zen nachash. The chilazon, and it refers, of course, not referring to the chilazon, but it's calling this mum a chilazon, which looks like a nachash, like a snake. And the emissaries we'll go through all these Gemaras again when it comes to the Murex, each one individually. But chilazon zen nachash means that it has some properties of a nachash. And the cuttlefish very much has 8 legs that each one looks like a snake in some sort, helps it swim, like an octopus type of a thing. There's a Mishnah in Kalim that says it's about a shalshelas, a type of a chain, that whether it's mekabel tumor or not, the Gemara says that if it's kosher, if it has a kesher of a chilazon b'roisha, which the Mefarshim say it means it has a hook that you could hang up this chain from, that is made mekabel tumor, and this chilazon of the cuttlefish has 2 tentacles coming out of its head, which also look like hooks, which Mamash stems very nicely with this. There's a medrash that we'll go through here. The medrash seems to say that the chilazon has some sort of a malbush, a shell, some sort of a arm or something. And this also, the cuttlefish, although it doesn't have a shell on the outside, but it's different than all other fish in the sense that it has a very thick cartilage inside its skin, pretty hard, and it grows as the fish grows. It gets bigger and bigger, and that can zichur shtim with this medrash that says that malbushe gadol imay or beisay gadol imay. Now, some taina had tainas even at the time of the Radziner, and they said to him that his techeles washes out very easily. If you put it through the wash, it will wash out. And the Gemara seems to say that if you make certain simonim, that it shouldn't wash out. If you give certain detergents, it shouldn't wash out. And the Radziner said, Fakert, says if you look at the Gemara in Menachos, the Gemara says that Rabbi Yehuda sent his talus with his tzitzis to the cleaners, to the katra, and the Rabbi Gershon says the pisai, and he was mefayis him with, maybe he gave him some money, and the Rabbi Gershon says, what was he mefayis him for? Says the Rabbeinu Gershom, he was mefayis him in order to make sure that he's careful when he washes it, because if he washes it regularly, the color of the techeles is going to run out. It's going to wash out. It's not going to be there anymore. And so Fakert, he says, you see from the Gemara that a standard washing, if anything, the radzin says, does wash it out. The Gemara makes certain types of specific chemicals that you test out. We'll see you test out the chilazim. In that chemical testing, it won't come out. But he says, but in a normal wash, the Gemara is before Fakert that it will, that which the Gemara says that it doesn't wash out, and normally it's steadfast to the tzemer, that means a normal wear and tear. A normal wear and tear from the sun, it won't wash out, it won't fade so fast. The Rambam says that Domoy, the dam of the chilazim, Domoy shachar kedyoy. Its dam is black like ink. We mentioned before earlier, and this squid, this chilazim, this cuttlefish, is very interesting. And this ink that they use is a black ink that comes out of it, and that's the ink that they turn into blue. So it's like the Rambam. It's Domoy shachar kedyoy. There's a Gemara in Avodah Zarah. The Gemara in Avodah Zarah says that there are certain medications for different types of illnesses, and one of the things the Gemara says is that when you have this chilzaini, when you have this chilazim, and Rashi teaches in French a limpsa, which means, according to some, it could stem with this, and the Gemara says that it heals this hemorrhoids. Now, we'll see the Murak Shunkelis, there's no Zecher B'chlal. If anything, it's Mavur that it's not healthy for a person's stomach. But the cuttlefish was Yodua in ancient writings that it very much is a medication for hemorrhoids, Take. Mamish, like the Gemara, not only that, but even today, there's pharmacies that sell cuttlefish tablets for hemorrhoids. And if you want, there's a vitamin store, it's called Vitamin USA in Findlay, Ohio, which you can still get those things, and it's shtim's mamish beautiful with chazal. Other chilazins, other fish that they came out with don't shtim with that so much. And as far as the fact that it's black and you're turning it to blue with these chemicals, it's mavur in Taishas Take in Menachis that the chilazin comes out a different color, and only together with the samamonim does it turn the right color. That's mamish shtims with the cuttlefish. It's black when it comes out, and only through the simonim, samamonim, only through these chemicals and these herbs that it does change color. So